only wise God, the emperor of the earth, the umpire of the universe, the governor of the galaxy, the one who fights our battles and we hold our peace, the one who makes a way where there seems to be no way, the one who has never lost a battle. That's the God that we serve. These are not just good names that we give to him. This is who he truly is. Not to some, but really to us. So tonight, lift up your hands and bless his name, Oh, come on. Oh, God's people, lift up your hands and bless him. Truly the Lord of hosts, the King of glory. His kingship extends to you over your life. He has proven to be in charge. And so, Father, tonight, we give you all the praise and the glory. Move mightily in our midst. Do that which you alone can do. Touch every life that is present here, even those online. That, Father, our experience with you tonight will not be in vain. It would not just be that we were available. No, it will be that we were present and we were touched by you. For this, Heavenly Father, and more, we give you the praise and the glory. In Jesus' name we have worship. Come on, people of God, put your hands together. Give God praise tonight. Oh, please, you can do a whole lot more than that. No. You can give the Lord a better shout than that. Now we are talking. Hallelujah. All right, before you take your seats, we'll come to at least 5 people. I'm counting. And give them a high five and just make them feel loved and welcome to be in God's wonderful presence. Hallelujah. Okay. Hallelujah. And you may have your seats. Then ask your neighbor, do you gossip? Do you wait for answer now? I just say, do you gossip? Okay, ask your neighbor, do you gossip small, very small? You understand? As you go home from church, that your friend that you always used to, did you go ask that friend, did you see what she wore today? Did you see her? It didn't even fit her. Did you see her? Yeah. They wear high heels. You know if you walk out with your high heels. Did you see her? All right. Tonight we're going to deal with a very interesting topic. It's very educative, very enlightening, and it will be a blessing to every single one of us. I want to go straight up and hit the nail on the head, so that we can have time for questions and contributions and the others. Okay. So I'm just going to go straight to it. Normally I would have asked for questions and then the questions would guide our discussion, but tonight there's quite a bit I want to unpack, and I don't want to get it lost along the way. Okay. So that we will just hit the nail on the head, go straight for the jugular, and then we can now take questions. Okay, so now we're not just asking questions that are unrelated. This is a very, very important topic. Very important topic. You know that in the day that we live in, information is almost like gold. All right? Information is like gold. You know, there's a financial institution now that is on the line of fire just because of, basically, the whole thing is just information. You know, so it is key what we're dealing with. It will help us in our Christian faith. It will work. It will help us, but also as just humans going through this mad world that we live in. Okay, it will pay you to understand. We could take your questions. All right. Okay. So we're dealing with gossip, general information I need to know. So I'm going to begin with gossip. Okay, and we'll move quickly. Now, the word gossip is it's twofold in the sense that it is a noun and also a verb. Okay, so the person that gossips, you know, English is very, very confusing language. The person that gossips is just like the person that cheats is not a cheater. The person that cheats is a cheat. In the same vein, the person that gossips is not a gossiper. Gossipers network. Yeah, it's a gossip. All right, so that's a noun, but also there's a verb that gossip, all right? So let me try to just help us give us some explanation or definition somewhat. A gossip is a person who usually, so it's not a one-off thing. They usually, you understand? It's their calling. They are anointed. Someone who usually reveals personal or sensational facts about others. Let's leave the sensational, all right? But let's deal with the personal, okay? It's someone who usually, all right, reveals personal, because we're not talking about their gossip blogs and all of that, okay? So those guys can reveal sensational things. But we're dealing with us as individuals, okay? So for us for individuals, it is a person who usually reveals personal facts about others, okay? Now, gossip as a verb is different. Gossip as a verb is a rumor or report of an intimate nature, all right? Something that should be intimate and not be shared in public, should be in public space. It is a rumor or report of an intimate nature. So it is basically not saying that gossip is always the truth. It can be a rumor. It can just be a report, but it's of something that is intimate in nature. So basically, when we're talking about gossip, we are saying it's basically something that is shared that is not supposed to be shared. You know, we live in a crazy world, crazy, and the world. I don't know what the world is going to be like in 20 years. If it's as it is right now, I don't know what it's going to be like 10 years or 15 years from now. It is mad. People don't mind just doing all kinds of things just to trend. People do all kinds of things, you know. Things that are supposed to be private increasingly seem like they are no longer private. Husband and wife are quarreling, they will come up online and do live stream. You know. But basically, it is sharing something that is not supposed to be shared. It's information that is not supposed to be shared that has now become general knowledge. Everybody now knows, okay? Everybody now knows that pastor did not eat in his house. You understand? It's not supposed to be a general knowledge. It may have happened, it may not have happened, but such things should not be general knowledge, okay? Now, one of the things I must tell you as we're going further is that you must learn that because you saw something does not mean you must tell. Tell your neighbor, you must not tell, you must not tell, you must not tell. I can't hear you. Tell your neighbor, you must not tell, you must not tell. For many reasons. One of the reasons is also that what you think you saw may not be actually what it is. And people have gone to go and spread rumor over something that they saw, but they misinterpreted. For example, let me give you an example. I'm going to give something that is very real and practical. There's a green room not too far, right? Just where the children's church is. There's a green room where I most often sit down with guests and do counseling session and all of that and do some small meetings. Now, let's say for some reason that somebody going to clean the bathroom there and the AC was not on. A lady went to clean the bathroom there and the AC was not on and she was sweating because of all she had to do, clean and all of that. And me too, maybe I came from somewhere sweating and I got into the place. Right? And you walked into the place, two of us came out sweating, and the door was locked. You see, you're already laughing. What do you think happened? You just saw it, your interesting mind just interpreted. You just saw somebody say, I'm not fit talk waiting, I see. True, you saw something, but it is not what happened. And rumor can begin. I've always known. I did talk calm. I've been talk calm. Say this pastor in way no pure. You know, even if someone's trying to reason how you say no, I be picking. I don't know what I see. I see them now. They sweat. I remember one experience. I was downstairs, my sister was downstairs, her phone kept ringing. And I was tired of the phone ringing. So I answered the phone, and there was a male voice at the back, on the other end, and he was her pastor. She was serving there in Yobi or so I think it was the pastor that the church he used to attend. So I spoke with him, hello, yeah? And he answered, okay, I would like to speak with Claire. I said, hold on, let me go and give her the phone. So I went upstairs and I gave her the phone. When I gave her the phone, she was doing exercise. Okay? So that immediately she picked up her voice, she was panting. As I gave her the phone, everything told me that, this man go to say, this girl David man. Immediately she picked up the phone and said, hello, sir. He said, where are you? What are you doing? Get away from there now. Because something may look in a certain way does not mean that is exactly what happened. So you must learn. You must learn. You must learn that it's not because you saw that you must tell. Yeah, of course, there are instances where you saw it, kuru, everything. This one is not interpretation, but a good number of times I have learned many times that what you saw is not many times not what you think you saw. Okay, you can see someone raking and you can bump into me, getting angry, and I'm shouting and talking about something, and my wife was seated next to me. You can walk into that and think that I was shouting at her. Meanwhile, it's something else that I was angry over. Are you getting? So you must not always tell. Now, if you must tell, there are things you must ask yourself. This information I want to share, who does it help? Who does it benefit? In fact, you must also learn that there are certain people, particularly I remember I heard Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo share this many years ago. There was a guy who just had converted, had become a believer. And you know how it is with certain people when they become believers, they don't drop all of their bad habits immediately. So he said from afar, he saw the guy smoking. So he waited and gave it time, all right? Tried to make the guy see him. Now, the guy was, how did they call him? She's short-sighted. So short-sighted, you can't see far, right? So the guy didn't see him. He kept walking slowly closer. When the guy now saw him, the guy now put down the cigarette and put it off. He met the guy. He just said the guy that spoke, and he never said anything about it. Never said anything about it. Many years after, 20 years after, and all of that, one time he's with the guy and they're gisting and all of that and just talking, and then he brings up that incident and tells the guy, I saw you. And the guy like, are you for real? Hey. But you know, if he had told him in that instant, he would have judged the guy, and that judgment could have made the guy just go back. Because you see, the world always accepts. Am I helping somebody? It's not everything that you see that you must talk. I remember one particular experience I had. There was a sister in fellowship that I wanted to know where she was staying. I didn't know where she was staying. So there was a guy that lived near her and knew where she was staying. So I told the guy, please take me to her house. And he was leading me to her house. Then my eyes, they see good. She's sharp. And from afar, I saw somebody. It's just now, so we can be real. I saw someone fondling with her. Since may I use English? Caressing her on top of a car from afar. The guy that was taking me to her house, the guy didn't see. I saw it. As I saw it, I said, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's go back. Because I had to consider the guy's fate too. Are you getting? It's not everything that you see. Particularly social media, you want to catch the person. You don't see, don't bring up phone. Man, don't snap. What are you using it for? You need to ask yourself, who does it help? All right? Now, still with gossip, please be gathering your questions. Say, Pastor, I don't agree, Pastor. In my house, we are full of, we are anointed gossips. It's our calling. They pack your question, they come. Now, when it comes to gossips, there are basically two groups of people involved with gossip. They are the originator, the person where the story starts from. People that started it. And then they are the promoters. The one when start from them. And amongst the originator and the promoter line, and then the bad pass. The way they go carry him. Oh, where you go hear the story and the form the story will take, you self go shock. I can't remember when exactly it was, but quite a long time ago, there was a girl that passed on. And I didn't even know I knew her family till when she passed on. Yeah, she was I knew her family. We attended the same church, but she was much younger than myself, so I didn't even know she was the one. But she passed on, she was asthmatic because I wouldn't say fortunate, but they had to do it because she collapsed in her bathroom and they rushed her to the teaching hospital, and the teaching hospital didn't respond to her. You know them. The nurse was brushing teeth, there's no bed, till the girl died. So the next morning when students had heard, students began, it was a big major riot in University of Port Harcourt. And if you know Port Harcourt a bit, where the University of Port Harcourt is a major road. It's just like Uniben, all right? If you want to exit Port Harcourt, you have to pass through that place. Like you want to exit Benin and go towards Lagos, you have to pass Uniben. The students now blocked the road, so people couldn't travel. So it was a massive, major issue, all right? Now, because she was attending the fellowship that I pastored, all right, she was attending church too, then I also knew her family. They demanded to do an autopsy. So I'm one of the people that had to be present when they were doing the autopsy. And autopsy is evident medicine. They did the autopsy and they really confirmed that she was actually asthmatic. And it was asthma that had killed her because it's a gory side. They will break the skull and everything and do the whole stuff, Now, fast track to a few days afterward, because it was a major issue and it was a big day in Port Harcourt and all of that. My wife goes to the market and my wife hears the gist about the whole thing and they hear the gist. The girl, she get belly, she won't do abortion. When did they do abortion? And the abortion kill her. Promoters. they embellish it. They add if someone asks them a question over the issue, they don't know what to say. They put whatever they think it is. And by the time they tell the person whatever they think it is, that person runs with as if that is exactly what happened. So one of the questions I need you to ask yourself today is that, are you a promoter or are you an originator? Both. But I say promoters, plenty for this room. Promoters. Don't be too quick. I've learned, don't be too quick to share something as fact when you don't have all the facts. Because you can be spreading lies easily. Right? And you don't know, you may not be able to tell how far your influence is. If I, because of my position, tell a lie as if it's the truth, I have this many people that will run with it and believe it as truth. So you have got to, what you are not too sure over as fact. No. In fact, one of the things I've learned in counseling people when I counsel couples is that if one of them comes to me, let's say husband comes to me first and tells me his own story. I've heard it all, but I don't believe anything. I keep it one side till I hear the other wife. And then when I hear the wife, I will now bring two of them together. One of the things I realized many times is that if I've heard the first person and I hear the second person and I tell the two of them to come, they don't want to come again. You will see them, and many times it's the first person that gives the report that doesn't want to come again. So you have got to be careful. There's a picture I sent you guys. Media, please put it up. The danger of a one-sided story. Please, media, put that picture up. There's an image. I want to show you something. All right? Because you have to be careful. Even when you are an originator, when you are the one that started it, you have to be careful because, please, I like to see it there. See it on the main monitor. You may just, can you see this image properly? Can you see this image properly? Answer me now, can you see it properly? Are you seeing? Are you seeing on one side, you think that the lion has killed an animal, but you're seeing the other side of it that is just helping the cub. On this other side, the Prince of Wales now, you think he's actually cursing. On the other side, now 3 fingers. Don't run with you. And the issue is that somebody will run with this one. Say, I know what I see. Meanwhile, you don't have everything covered. Am I speaking to somebody? You don't have. You can see Pastor jack his wife and he's jacked the wife. You don't know why he jacked the wife. You say, Pastor is violent. Oh. Violent. You don't know why he jacked her to carry her to the hospital. Don't be quick. In fact, what would happen to you if you are patient in not spreading information quickly? Your mind would engage other possibilities. But if now promoter you be or originator you be, as you see, your mind doesn't want to even wait to process. No, pastor is violent. He's violent. He's a violent man. But you don't even know what happened. Am I helping someone tonight? Okay. Let me finish this gossip part. Now, why is it so important is that if you don't learn these truths, you can get into trouble if you keep on having this habit of gossiping. Get into trouble when it comes to official matters. I know someone who lost her job because she worked in a bank. Her sister worked in another bank. Now, the bank that she worked in, I'm telling you a true life story. The bank that she worked in were having some issues, with their stability, and there was a mail that leaked amongst them over the state of the bank. She sent that mail from our official channels and did not know because of story as they hot, serve it while it is hot. She sent the mail to her sister. So when they began to do the digital footprints and all of that, they saw that she sent the mail, and because her sister was working in another bank, she lost her job. See, some people will lose job because he went and said something else. Am I helping someone tonight? Say you see him, no means say you must talk him. I have a sibling that if you want to just walk her up, we just tell her, I have a secret. I want to tell you something that I don't want to tell anybody. Hey, body go to shake. You must develop the ability to keep information. It is one of the signs of maturity that you can handle information. Because, friends, as you go higher in life, you are going to see things. There are people that you see from afar that you revere them. They are great personalities. But as you ascend high in life and you get closer to them, you realize that they are human beings like every other person. You cannot say everything that you saw in such places. Am I speaking to somebody? You can't come back and tell your wife, my guy, I don't know why he married that kind of wife. Lazy. She lazy. It doesn't concern you. It doesn't concern you. Just see him. One of the things that helped me, when I just see it, I delete it. It's not my business. Because you will see. Because you're going to be dealing with human beings. You're going to see. And if you don't know how to handle greatness, you cannot stay with greatness. You must learn. It's not because you saw it that you must talk it. No, keep quiet and move on. And you will realize that when people that high up can trust you with information, they will deal with you better. Am I helping someone tonight? All right? Also, it's a betrayal of trust. Remember we talk about this gossip when someone reveals personal information. It's a betrayal of trust. There are things that people will not know when the certain gist come out that I just know. Now Francis talking because when the thing happened, now me and Francis did there. And when the thing spread there, when promoters don't do their work, you know that when it comes back to the person, it's not going to come back the same. Good measure, press down, shake. Now you come beat back the person. And the person knows that when the thing happened, it was only Francis there. Now, you will not be able to defend whether you are the one that contributed the good measure press down. It will just be betrayed. And people have lost friendships. People have lost friendships. People have lost friendships because you know. I use it as a personal responsibility because of the job that I do, pastor. I talk to all kinds of people, counsel all kinds of people. If a couple tell me something, yeah, if I ever want to cite their experience as an example, I'm not obviously going to ask them their names and everything. I've learned as responsibility. I will ask them. I said, please, this thing that happened, do you mind? I'm not going to call your name, but I just want to use this example. I've put myself under that. It just helps me not to say what people did. There are things that amongst lawyers, right, that have client's privilege. You can't go and spill now. You can't spill because they told you. This job I do, there are things that I know that, man, my God, there are some things that I know, man, the things that the information is giving me a migraine. You know, but I can't. I have a responsibility. It was set in trust. Am I helping someone tonight? Set in trust. Because things happen. There are people that they came to meet the pastor and they told the pastor that my father raped me, and the pastor will use it as a sermon. That's betrayal of trust. You get? That's clear betrayal of trust. Heard of somebody who used to have issues with sexual perversion and sexual addict, and she shared it with the pastor of the church, and the pastor used it as sermon. How do you think the person will feel? It is a betrayal of trust when you cannot keep things to yourself. And it's not just pastor. I'm talking to everybody. Tell your neighbor, pastor is talking to you. Pastor is talking to you. All right. Also, it's a proof of immaturity. I've said that. If you don't know how to keep information, I've said that. Now, let me give you some Bible scriptures just to make you know that this thing, God doesn't like it. Proverbs 26:22. Media plays it very, very fast. Proverbs 26:22 says, another name for a gossip is a tale bearer. All right. You carry tale story. You know that once they just come to your house, wait till they happen, wait till they suck, wait till they suck. They have. You understand? I can't forget the experience I went to certain people's houses, certain person's house after service. Or more, they digest the whole service. And you know gossips, Gossips, they know themselves. Oh, this church has gossip. Why would this church not have gossip? People gossip. I don't fool myself. It's not everybody that comes to this church that likes me. I don't fool. No, as you get older, you just have to be wiser. And they won't leave the church. In fact, some of them, and then they hear you pass, the man of God. What a great work. I believe in you. I don't fool myself. I read in between people. You must do that for yourself. You must understand that. After all, doesn't the Bible say he prepared the table before you in the presence of your enemies? You're going to have enemies close to you. It doesn't mean Jesus knew Judas' sins. He still left him. All right? So I put that talk. The talebearers. Look what the Bible says. Proverbs 26:22. Please, me that if you could help me. It says, the word of a talebearer are like testy trifles, and they go down into the innermost body. They hot. They are hurtful. Leviticus 19:16. I'm just running using certain scriptures. You shall not go to a talebearer among the people. You shall not go about as a talebearer amongst the people. Nor shall you take stand against the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. All right. Proverbs 11:13. A talebearer reveals secrets, but he who is of a faithful spirit conceals a matter. Okay, let me stay with this one. Proverbs 6:16-19. This one, I really like this one. It says 6 things the Lord hates. 6 things, stated. You say 1, you say yes, 7. So you added Jara. 7 an abomination to him. A proud look is 1, a lying tongue is another, hands that shed innocent blood, right? A heart that devises wicked plans, feet that are swift in running to evil, a false witness who speaks lies, and one who sows discord amongst brethren. You see, gossip, you are in the same company, you are in the same WhatsApp group with people that shed innocent blood. You are a ritualist. How does that old man, that old evangelist, you're a murderer. You're a murderer. That. You're a murderer. That's it. That's the reality of it. Then Proverbs 16:28. Look at it. A perverse man sows strife, and a whisperer separates the best of friends. Gossips have destroyed very good relationships. See, there are some things that it's just wisdom that, because you have to ask yourself some things. If someone, there's some things that, for example, let me use both of them. What's your name, ma'am? Yeah, Zion. What's your name, ma'am? Angela. So let's say Angela and Zion are very good friends, okay? Just an example, right? And then Zion now tells me something about Angela. He gets some things where Zion go talk. I should never tell Angela. Because this is how, this gossip thing is deep. Because some people say, me, I always say, they tell me, I tell the person no. There are some things that the person said. Just let it be. End it. Because if it ever tell and the person knows that it was Zion, Angela knows it was Zion, it will destroy that friendship forever. But there are just some things that you just know, you just leave it. Because she may have said it under temporal quarrel that they have. That if you didn't say anything, the temporal quarrel will finish. Their friendship will continue. Am I speaking to somebody? But you go and tell, you just see Zion smiling with Angela. They will laugh after taking pictures. You just call Angela one side, come. You don't get sense. My tell you something, we go. You don't get, they follow and they chop it, wish. You don't even know that it was just a brief. Am I helping someone this morning? Listen, just a brief issue. You don't have to tell. You can watch and observe. It could have been because sometimes, like we talking about emotions. Emotions can make us do things that we normally would not do. Just can't tell. And then friendship that should have lasted forever, you have destroyed it. All right. So that is for gossip. That's for gossip. Moku, we enter general markets now, general information. Please pack your questions. I'm waiting for your questions. Say, Pastor, if I tell this kind of thing, is it gossip? And I might wait for. We go. You understand? Because who I say, Pastor, you don't understand this gossip. I have been gossiping for 50 years now. You can't just come and tell me to stop. The room is quiet. Like this thing is entering today is hitting home. All right, let's go to general information. Now, this is the difference, all right? Now, general information is something that is already in the public view. It's already there. It's already the news. It's already trending. So, it's not longer a secret, okay? So, and this way, people miss it. So, if I'm talking with somebody about something that's already there, I'm not gossiping. It's not gossip. It's already there. You understand? So, this person got this person pregnant, and we say, hey, they got pregnant. It's not gossip. It's already out there. I'm not the originator. I'm not the promoter. I'm just the discussant. It's not gossip. It's already out there. It's already out there. General information is already there. All right? Okay? Now, but the issue now is, what kind of general information are you attracted to? Ooh. Let's go there. I know the gossip, but why is it always this kind of general information that you're always on the panel of judges, co-debaters? Why is it that there's always this kind of general information? Because there are other things happening. There are other things that are general information that are happening. There are other things that have made the news. Why is it always this one? It's always short gist that you always are discussing. See, I'm not gossiping. It's general information. It's already out there. We are really analyzing, to criticize, to cannibalize, and come to a conclusion. That is it. These are things that are just to educate, to strengthen the mind, and educate us. I'm not gossiping. But why is it always this kind of thing? Because there are other things happening. I stumbled on an innovation by an undergraduate in Unilag, that the guy developed something on AI that if you write a text, his AI would interpret it, would actually read it out in any accent you want that is Nigerian. So for example, if you write something, his app will take its AI and say it in Yoruba accent. And say it in Igbo accent. You know, most of the AI we have is only Igbo. His own AI actually takes. That's a new invention. Why you don't know that one? There are discoveries happening. There are things happening in marketing. There are things happening in science. There are incredible things happening. But you see all those kind of news, you can never hear it. You know, it's not sweet. It's not juicy. You always want the one that is churches. Yeah? You always want the one that is waiting pastor talk. You know, what is this? So general information really is not gossip, but you have to ask yourself, what kind of general information am I attracted to? You always know whose marriage is not working. You always know who they caught, who they arrested for fraud. You understand? Why? It's not, yes, so everybody knows the person's marriage is not working, but why is it always failed marriages? See the danger in it. See the danger in it. What you pay attention to, you are being modeled to become. If you keep paying attention to failed marriages, you have no idea that information begins to shaping you. See, it is just how it is. If you just decide that you want to buy a Redmi phone, right? Maybe you saw someone's Redmi phone and you just said, I want to get the Redmi phone, right? And you just said, I'm going to buy this phone. You would soon realize that everywhere you go, you begin to see Redmi phone. Is it that they just invented Redmi phone and spread it around? No. It's just that your mind has captured that thing. And your mind will begin to connect the dots everywhere it sees it. So it's the same thing when you are always attracted to certain kinds of general information, failed marriage. See, your mind will now be so clouded that you will think that 9 out of 10 marriages are failing. Am I helping somebody? So as much as it is general information, it does not mean that you are exposed to any kind of general information. Am I speaking to somebody? It's just what it is. You check the algorithm. Once you click on a video or something, or somebody drinking coffee, you're going to see many videos like that. It's just telling us that you have to be intentional. So right now, I can't even, if somebody sends me something that has a woman that has shape or something, I avoid it, because if I open it, that algorithm is going to start sending more to me. Am I helping somebody? You have to be intentional about the general information you expose yourself to. Lastly, let me deal with need to know, so I can take questions. I'm waiting for questions, though. All right? Please, if they are, I'm not just moving around on papers, so please, if you want to ask it boldly, please ask. Someone help me check. If there are questions online, please give me so that I can handle them. So let me deal with the last, need to know. Now, when it comes to need to know, there are instances where you need to demand some critical information. And the critical information may not have come as general knowledge. The critical information may have come through gossip. You understand? Whether it's through originator or promoter, that's how you get the information. But need to know is saying that you have a responsibility to make demands to know a whole lot more about what you heard. Okay? So for example, I said a bit about it in second service. Okay? My wife, one of the things that we learn to do is to listen to our kids, and we try to be comfortable with them so that they can spill. When I pick them from school, the days I do school runs, I keep quiet and I allow them to be talking. As they talk, I go there, get the information. I have a crush on this person. Yeah. They drive. Even after they drive, they say, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. You have to learn. You can't see. If you don't create an environment for you to hear, you won't know. So I will keep it. And I'll go home. I tell my wife, daughter has a crush. Hey. I say, somebody's son will die in this. But yeah, just create the environment so that they are loose and free and they will talk. So one of those occasions, my kids were talking and they now talked about a certain teacher that is a pedophile. He irritates me and all of that, blah, blah, blah. And my wife said, come on. She heard it. They said the teacher is a pedophile. I said, we have to find out. Now, we've heard it. The source was gossip. Abi? Whether it's promoter or originator. But because my kids are in that school, we need to know. So we found out and asked. And we did the investigation and we found out that the person is not. He's just a happy-go-loving person. And the kids, the kids can how they cannot tag you. The guy felt so sad and so bad and he's even confused. So we had to find out. We had to know exactly. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay. I mean, that's it. There are things. It's not gossip. If you were going to go to use a hospital and you heard that the hospital, your wife is pregnant or something, you're just trying, and that's the hospital your company chose for you to use, and you heard that pregnant women died there, you have every right to ask them. You heard the true gossip, you get? Because that's what I'm saying. Gossip is not completely, totally bad. Because sometimes it is from gossip that you extract what you need to know. So you go and ask them. What happened in this case? We let them explain it to you with facts. No, this did not actually happen. When she came, her case was already far gone, and there was really not. We could only manage, and this is what happened. Okay, it was actually negligence on this part, and that doctor has been fired, and we reviewed our system. You need to know, and there are instances like that. You want to get married to somebody, and the person is a divorcee. My sister, go and find out what made him leave that other marriage. You are doing the Lord's work. You are saving your life. You need to know. You don't say, no. He only heard his own side. The woman, she was quarrelsome. She didn't support my business. She did not. No, go and find out. Find a friend that has a friend that knows a friend that knows her, just to hear her own side of the story. For a friend, not for yourself. Just want to know for a friend, No, so that you can balance it, so that you can look at the behavior and put it aside. Because, see, you may not need to go and meet the woman, because the woman may give you a version to discredit him. But find a way to get balanced information so you can juxtapose his character just against what you have heard of him. Am I helping somebody? So that is need to know. It may come, the source may be true gossip, but there are instances, all right? Particularly when it has to do with it is directly, and because I have to put the balance here. So, Pastor, that means it's not gossip now. I just need to know. I just need to know whether you ate in your house today. I just want no. That's no need to know. That one doesn't concern you. I must know pastor's house. It's about pastor. No, it's not. You don't need to know. It doesn't concern you. Because if you still know, it don't mean say, I go open gate. When it's need to know, it's when your safety is involved or there's great benefit to you in the situation, then you need to know. Am I helping someone tonight? So, I can see some questions. Okay. All right. So I just want to know whether pastor's wife can cook. You don't need to know. That one is not need to know. That one, now gossip be defined. So, am I helping somebody? It's when it is related to your safety, directly, not indirectly, directly related to your safety or your benefits, then clearly you need to know. Of course, like the example I gave, it's my kids. I need to know. Is there a teacher that are condoning that has pedophile tendencies? That one is not. I need to know. Clearly, I need to know that one. All right. That's that. Okay. Good evening, sir. Please, I want to ask these questions. If you have a friend that constantly shares your personal issues with strangers at any given opportunity without thinking twice, what will you do to that person? See, there are people that they don't plan out to be gossip, but it's almost as if they are helpless. So you need to help, you know. There are people that, there are friends that they know you need money, right? Let me give an example. You need money for transport or something, right? And you don't like to ask, and your friend will ask on your behalf. You say, he doesn't have money, oh. Uncle doesn't have money, because uncle can ask, are you okay? Say, I'm fine. You say, uncle, he's not fine, no. He doesn't have money. There are friends like that they just are open-minded. They just talk. But you also have to be careful, yeah, when you have, because in the world we live in, and as you grow, there's some of your information that is sensitive. You understand? It's sensitive. And you've got to be wise. The Bible talks about us being wise as the serpent. You understand? See, the world there, increasing as you just get older, you just realize the world is wicked. The world is wicked, though. People wicked, though. People wicked. There's some things that is not out there. For example, you're in church, and there's a guy in church that is just beginning to like you. You're right? And there's somebody else that never even had noticed the guy before. They don't have time for the guy, you know? And then that your friend just comes and says, he likes you. Now, see how you're looking and you're liking you. Another friend that, you know, that doesn't have bad belly for a living, just, I'm going to flex with him. They don't like the person just so that as I don't have, you won't have. So you also want to be careful when you have friends like that they don't spill too much. So sometimes say to your friend, have a conversation. That is friend that is revealing with good mind, though. Because some people just reveal with good mind. But the one that is revealing with bad mind, you understand? You tell the friend that I want to open business. I want to start selling hair. I'm just thinking I can start selling hair. Then you just find out the friend starts selling hair. More. Rono. That's not a friend. That is a competitor. Am I helping somebody? Yeah. There's a difference, because there are sometimes some people that just talk. Their life is open, so they open every other person up. You can have a discussion with that person, and then since you know that that's the kind of person that person is, you don't have to open up yourself every time. There's some things you're doing, don't tell the person. You want to do the business, don't tell the person. You just like, you don't tell me. Yeah, we get person, we get it, and then it end. That's some bull, you know. But there's some people say, okay, we shall sow. And they will go all the length. All right. So you see, you owe your life to protect your life. Thank God for Joseph's story. He went through the pit, went through the palace, and all of that. Thank God God's son was in him. But the truth about it is that there are many Josephs that never made it out of the pit. You know, once we hear Joseph's story, there are also some. Now that pit then die. So you don't blow. And I'm telling this thing I've had to tell myself, and I've had to learn it. I tell you, is your trumpet blow it, don't blow it. You know where you go blow them. Don't go blow them where enemies they. Where they collect the trumpet, collect you. You understand? So some things, just keep quiet. I like being the underdog. I like coming to a place and you'd never see me coming. I don't go and then everybody all know what. I'm here. I don't show. You're just going to have unnecessary enemies that you don't need. And let me tell you, the more enemies you have, the more battles you will fight. See, tire, you know the tire. There are just some battles that you don't need. Am I speaking to somebody? You don't need it. So why are you throwing yourself there and throwing yourself out there? No. All right. Let me take another. But we're in good time today. So my question goes like this. Can gossip be healthy, or is there such a thing like healthy gossip? Pastor, that find microphone, keep Pastor there. Pastor, go answer this one. Find microphone. Because I understand. You know, that's where husband and wife, which him go they talk now, we go they gossip. Is he healthy? It helps our relationship. The more gossip we have, the more bonded we are. Pastor, that now you go answer this one.
Praise the Lord. As Pastor cited that example just before I started speaking, healthy gossip. Well, from what you have listed out, pointed out severally, sometimes you can derive certain need to know information from gossip. But gossip cannot be healthy in any way, but that also depends on how we are looking, what we classify as gossip. Yes, couples need to bond. And I tell couples, the easiest way to bond is to talk. When you talk, you have conversations within yourselves. That's when you bond better. And sometimes, most of your talking may be about other happenings, other people, things that, you just come back and you just have to talk. You have to talk about your colleague. You have to talk about how work was, talk about your what transpired during the day. Now, where you have to draw the line is when you're not talking about unverified information. So if you're talking about someone, it has to be what you know to be true, what you know is the truth, not something that you cannot substantiate, something that you cannot say in front of the person or you cannot say outside, something that is unverified. So you may not exactly say it is gossip, but communication, sometimes is a bloodline like we are discussing. You may not know what can now move to gossip. But always, in all our conversations, we must always ensure that we do not transmit unverified information. If I'm talking with my wife now, and we happen to be talking about, yes, it is a fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. If we talk about him and everything in relation to his position as president, no matter what we talk in relation to that position, it cannot be gossip. But when we now start saying, did you know that he eats one goat head every day in Aso Rock? And like how? Say, they said it now. Who is they that said it? So you see that from talking about the person, yes, he's the president. We have talked about his official capacity. But when we now start talking about unverified information, something that you cannot substantiate, you don't have the full details, it now transmits to unhealthy gossip. So gossip can be unhealthy because that information now, one party might take it out and then start spreading it. And it started between both of you as, just vibes between husband and wife, couple. So gossip can be unhealthy. And it only becomes unhealthy when it is unsubstantiated, when it is unverified information, something that can bring harm to another person. So yes, there can be unhealthy gossip.
Okay.
I rest my case.
All right. Does somebody want to say something else about that? Uncle Sheriff, what do you think?
So when you say healthy, what nutrient is this gossip going to give to us? What vitamins are we going to get from it?
Bonding now.
So
I'm bonding with that.
So, we can bond over other things. Does it have to be gossip? We can talk about facts. We can talk about what is happening, that benefits us, that we're going to sort of learn from it. If it's somebody that is, probably working and the person is, maybe the hair is not good, how does it affect us? How does it benefit us? What do we learn from it? So for me, I just feel like any discussion, it may not even be gossip, it may just even be that general knowledge. Any general knowledge that is not going to help us. Like you said, Pastor, online is not everything I just scroll. When I sit, I move. I want to look at stuff that will help me, that will create something better for myself, and even my partner, of course. Right? And again, a lot of persons should learn to shun gossip. It's a very important thing. because faith comes by hearing, hearing God's word, and also doubt comes by hearing the words of the devil. So if you are not a gossip, you are also entertaining gossip. You are also a gossip, because I don't subscribe to persons just being a reservoir of so many negative comments and negative perception and all of that. So that's my take.
All right, thank you. Okay, let me try to help us, because the truth is, we go up, come down, go up, come down. Husband and wife talk about people. True, I be not true. They talk about people, you know. Whether you like to, you know, we talk. Let me try an example that is practical with us. This phone date I just finished. Say person win, carry cup, jubilate. They can't talk, say no be in win. See, I can imagine the gossip that went on that week. On Sunday, people came to church waiting to see. Let's see what pastor will say. Because it is just human behavior. You know, it's just human behavior. So like I said before, it is when you reveal things that are personal. Okay? So you leave, you're not happy over the fact that your team won before, and now they're saying your team did not win anymore, that another team has won. All right? You can argue over it, you can talk over it and be, you know, this is husband and wife or friends, and put your expression. But you see, when you leave that point, and I say, I've always known that pastor is not straightforward. In fact, that's how someone that did business with him, you've crossed the line. But to now say that you should not even talk about it is being unrealistic. Am I helping somebody? It's being unrealistic. We will talk, but there's a line, there's a boundary. You know, I can't remember, there's one of the groups that they didn't even know I was in that group. I think I'm in like 2 or 3 groups, you know. But I'm a very silent person in the group. You never know that I am in the group, but I just did there. Once I go, just look, come on, laugh, come on. I think someone now said something, you know, they had carried, I had made a voice note in our group as excuse, and someone took my voice over and sent, you know, those things happen. And I think they now put in one of the group, the person said, what nonsense or something. And and thankfully I saw it almost immediately the person posted it, and I just went and said, that's borderline rude. The guy said shocked because my Facebook is my name. I know they had anything, I don't get secret affair. Now my name and my face. You know, because you're leaving the issue. You're crossing the we will talk now. You get gele where if day in front of you for church. You know get how where you and your friend no talk about the gele. So this gele today. Gele can tell oh God. We go. You understand? We go yarn. We go talk. You know. You get how it go be. You know. Things where we go talk. But when you have to understand that there is a boundary. Don't cross the boundary. Like Pastor Edet said, please stay within verifiable facts. Verifiable facts. See, I don't fool myself. This church, people gossip. There's a lot of gossip. It's just human beings. And it's not just peculiar to this church. It is every church where human beings gather. Human beings will gossip. But I can tell you with authority that you see gossip, I know they hear the gist. There's gist going on that I don't hear. If I was a gossip, I would hear. But I don't need to hear one. It would leave a bad taste in me preaching to some people where I go, no, say, now you be the promoter. Because the more gist will come on and talk will come, I will know some of the people that said it. And it would ruin my being a shepherd to them. Because they may have said it in ignorance. They may have said it is a phase in their maturity. So I blank myself, not just to protect my heart, but also to protect my serving them. And then God could bless me, my temperament self. I know they gossip. I don't get that energy. Wahala day. I told them on Wednesday that I think it was not this Saturday, last Saturday, I'd gone somewhere to pray. And when I finished praying, I've been telling myself during we're doing the push, I'm going to buy a car. I've missed, I'm not eating a car. A car is in the morning, breakfast. I said, I'm going to buy a car. So after I finished praying, I think it was around 7 o'clock, because I went to the normal place to go and buy a car. And I carried 500 naira to buy the car. And when I get the 500 naira, in my mind, I was expecting a lot of a car. Now I get it, they give me small. They don't even cut newspaper self. You give me small exam paper. Where the person don't use write exam. Give me. I said, is that how it says 500 naira? I said, he said no, 100 naira, small thing. I couldn't believe it, because I've not bought a car for maybe 10 years or thereabout. I can't remember what it looks like. I was shocked. That innocent Akara. So I have too many issues and things I'm thinking about to now start sitting down to know who talked about me. Of course, I cannot be stupid. I should not be stupid to think that today, as we were eating rice in their house on Sunday, they did not talk about me. It is human beings. But it will be foolishness of me and foolishness of my call to want to start to know. I can't remember the exact proverb that says that you put your ears to world to hear what your servant said, you will hear. How do you see, there are some things that some people, just based on their level, they will understand certain things. Your gatesman and your house help can be saying you don't give. Say, your God, they give, your God hand tight. You understand? Your God hand tight, Ara die. You know they give, oh. You pay salary, after pay salary, not if you like, greet and 10 times. No waste your greet them for money, leave them. You know they give. They have no, see, their understanding will be different from your PA that saw how you were struggling to get the money to pay salary. Your PA won't say that, because your PA saw you take a loan to pay salary. But you see, gatesman and house girl, they don't know. All that they saw, they see you want AC, just the reflex. So they always feel that you have. Are you saying, when you understand people where they are, you understand why they say the things that they say? Now, but if you put your ear to go and hear what house help say, what are you expecting to hear? Say, wicked man. Go scatter in room. And I don't know whether they play for the room. Why you go scatter in room like this? Don't be room arranged yesterday. Why? You're going to hear things that you don't need to hear. And I'm telling you, this is how you're going to help yourself protect yourself from unnecessary headache. And you see, one of the things that, so we can wrap up, one of the things that hinders growth in organizations and groups of people is gossip. You see, when you're insistent on gossiping, you are just saying that you don't want to grow. You want to be a small group. No. So, let me leave. Is there still any question? Yeah, question, CD. Oh, yeah. Microphone. I just say we no one gossip this night. Pastor there, please ask. And then enjoy the people.
It's just a rejoinder to what I said earlier. And then when Mr. Sheriff talked about gossip must be streamlined, it has to be formal. Our talks. Between couples, there's how you gist, you vibe. And if you want to vibe about strictly formal things, beneficial things, it may not flow. You may not have too much to talk about. So I'll put this in form of a question, and then also I'll say our experience. Now, because of the position that my wife occupies, she relates with a lot of people, and I also relate with a lot of people. So we can come home one Sunday and say, man, the body odor in church today. So we can name names, because yes, we relate with people, and then the mouth odor. So we can begin to cite this person.
Verifiable fact.
Verifiable, because they had mouth odor. Say, this person, you near him. No, this one, you near him. Yeah. So now, yes, we said these things, but going forward, because if we still go to church the next Sunday, we'll still meet this person with the mouth odor. So what do? We now said, okay, let's buy gum. So we have a pack of gum. And we now say, okay, when we go to church, we just find a way and show that this person chooses this gum to help us. Because I'll be talking with this person so that I will not
a lot
faint.
of your work, you are close.
Yes,
hey.
and such people, they can come very close to you and they always have something to say closely. So to help me, I will find a way to give you gum. Then the one that has body odor, we have to...
All the people don't give gum, and they mark you, say, this is the reason.
Flesh and blood has not revealed this to you. Now, for those that have body odor, we'll now discuss what do we do? How do we help this person? So, you see, from talking about this person, identifying a problem, we don't just leave it hanging. That's what now makes it healthy.
Yeah.
So it started out as gossip, but we didn't do it to castigate the person, to take the person's gist outside and say, avoid this person because of this. We now find a way to address, so how do we tell her? Who can we meet to talk to her? What do we tell this particular guy? How should we go through his wife to tell him that he should take care of himself more? So, yes, it started out as gossip per se, but we ended up trying to help the person. Yeah. If we leave it as gossip and then try to say, that guy will show and say, body odor, we'll just tell everybody, say, avoid this guy, avoid this guy. If we go out and spread it, have you noticed this guy? That's when it becomes unhealthy. So I was just trying to bring a rejoinder to what we can term healthy and unhealthy gossip. Healthy gossip has to end up with you trying to help the person.
Thank you. Thank you. Well said, sir. Well said. All right. I saw 2 other hands. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll come back to Sheriff, but let's yell the people out. Why do you want off a mic?
That is a question.
Okay.
But you said something, when during those push prayers, you said information comes from, especially from the people that is saying it, the person saying it. How does other people take it? Depends on the person that is coming from.
Okay.
So I want to say something. How to deal with somebody that, I respect this person, I love this person, and this thing you are hearing is coming from that person. How can you deal with that kind of a situation? Okay. Like gossip coming from this person that is saying this particular thing. If this person say it here, everybody will believe it. And what the person is saying is totally lies, and it gets to you. As a person, how do you deal with it?
Okay. Let me hope I understand exactly what you're saying. Now, one of the things you must understand is it's one of the things I deal with couples. Yeah, when I want to hear 2 of them their side of the story, because 2 of them can be saying 2 different things, but 2 of them are not lying. In the sense that this one is saying it how he sees it, and the other person is saying it how he sees it. And then it helps when there's now somebody who's neutral to be able to bring both of them and say, see how these things and see how these things, all right? So sometimes you must understand and ask yourself, yeah, based on this person, the way the things, like the image I showed, a single story, you may be insistent on how you are seeing it, but that is not how the person is seeing it. So you have to learn how to open your mind and, okay, let me see these things. One of the things I've learned over time is if somebody keeps saying a certain thing, I try to be patient and hope that one day I can see it from their side. Let me use your example. If my wife keeps telling me something, and the same time she's telling me, the implication that she has been telling me the same thing is that I may possibly have not been listening all the time she has been saying it. So I go back to want to see from the person's angle. That's one. 2, if you are certain that what the person is saying is a lie, give it time. Give it time. Time always has a way of settling everything. I'm not... why will human be not lie against you? Or sometimes it's not even lie, it's just how they see it. Later on, they may get to a place where they see it differently. So give it time. You will be misunderstood, and that's just life. you will be misunderstood. People will just see it differently. Why is this person doing like this? Why is this person not doing, And you give it time. What you owe yourself is the truth. If you heard the person said this, ask yourself, is this what I really did? And you see, part of the things that as you get older, you must ask yourself some hard questions, man. They said you were rude. You ask yourself, Baba, were you rude? Come out everything. Were you rude? Sit down. Ask yourself, was I rude? In this situation, should I have said this thing that I said? Oh, trust me, as pastor, sometimes I've goofed. There was some day, I think it was the day that your house caught fire. I was running. I just got home and they told me that his house had caught fire. So I was running to his house and I was just running and driving very quickly. And I really did not traffic gate. I can't remember that I traffic gate or something. Anyway, someone hit me from the back. Of course, he's wrong. Nobody should go to hit anybody from the back because you shouldn't be following somebody with so much speed. But with all the anxiety and trying to run to his house, the way I came out and shouted at the guy, you understand? And the guy gave it, babe. The way I shouted at the guy, they shake. And I don't know what I was looking like that day. I got back to my car and I thought about it. I said, you were not right there. You shouldn't have. See, I could sit down and keep on justifying. He hits me. You get? We all owe ourselves self-examination from time to time. How did you say this thing? One of the things I have learned many times, one of the things I have learned in life, and I'm giving you this one free of charge, I've realized, Sheriff, if something happens and I'm angry, and in fact I use this even in disciplining my children, I try not to discipline my children when I'm angry. I allow the anger pass. When the anger pass, I will be able to clearly see it as it is. Because sometimes it can just be anger of maybe somebody threw the throw pillow on the floor. But the anger I had was that you get cold Coke where I keep for fridge, where I don't plan, say as I come back, go drink the Coke, and I don't the person don't drink them. I carry that anger. The throw pillow, this house is in a mess, the beats. I will now overbeat. But if you ask me, I will say, but why did you throw the throw pillow on the floor? But my beating was much more than that. So I've learned over time, carry emotion. When you were sad, you heard something. Carry it. If I run and rule my life every time when I hear something, one day I for jack person for church say you see this church, don't come back again. But the guy I say, why are you here? Why are you disturbing me? Go. But I just try to take my emotion away, allow it, allow time pass, allow a day pass, allow 2 days pass. I'm able to look at the same situation again and remove emotion and review it. And sometimes I just understand this person doesn't know as much. Now people that can be asking me for 50K, and they could ask me for 50K for 2 months, and I've not given them. And they just saw Taylor come and give me clothes 4 that I sold. So, and use my 50K. I'm asking, this man is wicked. He's a wicked man. I can't explain to everybody. You don't even know you don't know whether the material then dash me. Then the tailor said he will sew it for free. I can't come and be explaining it to you. You understand? So that I now would hear something bad that you said, that you're a very wicked man, I have to be calm. Are you getting me? Don't judge people too quickly. Find a way to settle down and sieve the whole situation and be able to make an informed decision. All right? I hope I've helped you tonight. All right, there's somebody else. One more person. They still give me a question. The question go ahead, though. There's no that question after this person. Is there any other person? Sheriff, want to say something? Oh, you're done. You're fine. You want, okay? Any other question? Because I want wrap up. I heard that we won. Look at Ikaba. But enemies. Let's say it's not gossip. Verifiable. No. General information. Need to know. All right.
Okay, sir. So I'll just use these 2 people as an example. Like, they are my friends.
Okay.
He told me something. He confided in me about something. And then it's forgotten, like, after, maybe 6 months or so. Later on, she comes to tell me something, and it relates. So, and I, advise her, but I'm like, I have a friend. I did not mention the name, mention the gender or anything. I just said, I have a friend that was going through this, and then I advise her so I should know that she's not alone in this. Is that a gossip? Because I'm talking about the person's situation.
No,
too.
you didn't call the person's name. You know, I don't think it is. But I also just want to be careful, yeah? Because later on they can go and put 1 and 2 and realize it's this person, you know. I hardly will use examples from people in church to give an example in church. I rather will use somebody else. Unless I can't find any other person. Yeah? Because many times people can just feel betrayed. And they don't just know that it was just an example you're just trying to give. You just think, this person don't talk my whole story. I try not to use people in church as an example. I try not. I think I've done once or twice, and in one instance I forgot to tell the couple. I had to go back and tell them, I'm sorry, please, I had to use your example, you know. I just try not to. I think it also comes with the grace of the work I do. I get all kinds of information. God just helps me just to archive it somewhere and drop it somewhere. Why do I need to archive it? So that even tomorrow, I don't come and see you as that person. Because this work I do, somebody could have slept with someone's husband. And the person came to me and confess. And the person really wants to change. Say, I slept with this person's husband. In fact, pastor, it's not the person's number. I slept with this brother in church. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not even going to act to the brother like she told me. And I also have to be careful so that I don't be preaching to her and saying, maybe she's being nice to me. And I say, are you sure she doesn't sleep with me? So you are, see, as you get older, as you advance in life, you're going to get very tricky things to deal with. So you have to start developing that. So, yeah, it's not gossip, but I just try not to. Because you get how originator and promoter meet now. The way they go swing them, it go sound as if you actually told the person, yeah? Okay. Good evening, sir. I have a manager who always comes back to work to say that someone called her while she was away to complain about my wife's bad attitude. All right? And I asked her who the person was. She said she's not the company's informant. I asked her to leave work until she's ready to tell me, did I overreact? No, there are instances where if somebody keeps bringing information and is particular. For example, it has to do with your wife. Tell me the person. If you cannot tell me the person, then there are instances like that. There are instances that if somebody comes to me and tell me something about someone in church, I would tell you, I hope you know I'm going to tell that person. It's also a way to also drive gossips away. I should just tell them, say, is that what happened? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing this information with me. I hope you know that I'm going to tell the person. No, Pastor, you don't have to tell. No, but. When I do that many times, see, when I first came to this church, gossipers, they tried me. They tested me to know whether I would like gossip. And this method worked. Oh, really? Is that what happened? Okay, I'm going to ask the person just to know his side of the story. Hey, no, Pastor, I'm just telling you, just so that you know. No, let me just ask the person. Hey, the person knows something that day. Don't come and tell him again, no. Yeah, because it's just what it is. Yeah, people would like gossip, you know, and this is what also helps in asking the person to tell the person. Once the person gossips many times, find out that you now start making decisions based on what they told you, they will always have to find something to keep on telling you. Gossips like to control you. So once they see that because they told you something, it made you behave in a certain way, they have to oil that engine now. They'll go and tell you something else. They'll go and tell you what you know loss. Just to, so sometimes, hey, if you can't tell me who the person is, then get out. Don't tell me again. I don't think you overreacted, okay? But what you must learn is that say it respectfully, say it politely. Don't say, hey, you can't tell me, get out.
You know, tell the please, if you can tell me, if you don't have the confidence to tell me the person, then really I should not take what you said seriously. Okay. Good evening, sir. If someone close to you if someone close to you keeps at something that is not right, and you have tried talking to them to no avail, and you tell someone else to help you talk to them, will it be considered gossip? No. No. But you also have to ask yourself, who is the person that you told? Is the person a promoter? You also have to ask yourself, is this somebody, like Pastor Edet said, is this someone that you are sure the person will help in resolving the matter? Not that the person will not take it as gist. Because some things are gist. Some people have some things that are private. For example, there are people who are adults that are still weak on the bed. And it's a health condition. And for some reason, one day something happened. She came late for choir rehearsal and she had to now sleep in your house. She now slept in your house. She now weed. Hey. You take. You bring your phone out. Snap for evidence. Say, let us try to see how we can help her. Let's go. That one is not help. You're shaming the person. You understand? There are things that is not. You just leave it. Sometimes just ignore. Just act as if you didn't see it. You know, just move on. You know, that's a different issue than you wanted to help. I still want to say something? Yeah, okay. You want to say something? Yeah, okay. So, Sheriff, lastly, and we call it a day.
Praise God. So, I just want to clarify some few things, Pastor Edith, of course. So, what I want to say is that just this evening before we came to church, right, myself and my wife were looking at social media, Facebook to be precise, and we saw that VDM was, there's a guy called VDM who was arrested, and there was this Chinese guy who was speaking English, and it was pretty funny. My wife called me to come and see, and we laughed over it, right? That is something that is there, and we laughed over it. And that's some level of bonding, if you get what I'm trying to say. So I want to read this so that you can sort of understand what I was trying to say. Now, the scripture says in the book of Philippians 4, verse 8, it says, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Now, this is the definition from Google, definition of, what's it called? Definition of gossip. It says, gossipers, or gossip refers to idle talks or rumors, especially about the private lives of others. It often involves unconfirmed or sensationalized information, and can be hurtful or damaging to reputation. While some consider gossip to be a form of entertainment or social bonding, it can also be a source of conflict and negativity. So the concept here is that anything that you know will not bring, the solution will not come out of it. Good will not come out of it. Any discussion that will run people down, make them feel less of themselves, be a problem to the society, We want to trust.
Okay. All right, so I get you. So, but you remember, like, even in the definition you use, it's private life, all right? So if it's not private, if it's, for example, I'm talking about the government official, about what the government official did, it's not gossip now. It's already out there, Or, for example, let's go back to that mouth order and all of that. Yeah. It's what happened now. It's not when the mouth was smelling, it was not private. You understand? It was when it came to me, it wasn't private. But at the end, like he said, are you discussing about it to laugh and bring the person down, or we're talking about it to help and improve the situation? But to just say that you should not talk about it, we have to be real and realistic to ourselves. We will talk about it. We will even laugh about it. Sometimes, if you're not careful, depending on the kind of spouse you married, if one of you is troublesome, you can even give the person a nickname. There's somebody that we know we should call, amongst a group of friends, we should call Ogbono, because the person can talk forever and just draw. You can tease, but is it something that if it ever comes out, can you stand by it? It didn't bring the person down. You didn't go over it and now start talking about, that's how I'm sure he's married too. That's how he doesn't talk well. That's how he's married. In fact, I saw his wife sad in church. I'm sure it's the way he's living. You've crossed the line. you know. But we chit chat. Of course, we should talk about things that benefit us, but just because we are humans and we have human experiences, yeah. It's not every time I hug my wife that I'm drawing benefits. It is just that it is companionship, and that's just what it is. I hope you've learned tonight. Please don't gossip. Be intentional about the general information that you get, you know, and be intelligent over the things you need to know. Hallelujah. Let's put our hands together and give God praise tonight.